Okay, we're going to continue with our figure here. Now, as we look at him, he's starting to really take shape now. We want to get this up underneath here. As you look from the side, we're going to take a little bit more off in here. And a little bit off in here. And just kind of all right. Now let's go ahead and we're going to go ahead and add a little. This is going to be a pair of coveralls, so I'm going to come up underneath here and do this little thing here. It is pretty cool here today. It's cold. It was, I think, in the 20s last night, which is unusual for us, but it is there. I know if I do move to Kentucky, the weather is going to be much, much colder than it ever stays down here, but I'm not moving. If I would move to Kentucky, it's not to be in the cold weather. It's to be near my son and my grandchildren. Okay. I'm just getting this up underneath here. And let's come around here and come back and like coveralls, and let's cut where the arms separate basically from the coveralls. Now when I say they separate, it means that the shirt up underneath here is same here. You know how coveralls are, how they come down, and how they come down and make a little, just like that. So I'm going to come here, make a cut in here, and come up here like this. And then I'm going to take a little bit off in here and in here. All right. And we'll bring this down just a little bit. And since the arm is over here, what we can do is just come down here and across here underneath the arm to where we have the bottom part of the coveralls, in other words. And I'm just gonna okay, see that? All right, now one of the things we want to do now is to begin to work on the face. So let's go ahead and get our face going. There's really very, very cold snap that's come upon all areas right now. This is the day before. Well, this is New Year's Eve night, and I am not a partier, so I don't go out on New Year's Eve night. In fact, since it's a Sunday, I'm going to attend church tonight again. And I never was a partier and never will be, so not against anyone going out on New Year's Eve night, just that's not my thing, never has been. Of course, I guess because I'm not a drinker. I have not drank, I don't drink Never have. I smoked a little bit. Okay. When I was young, but I love smoking a pipe. But I stopped that because I just didn't drink. I was never a drinker. So to me it was foolish to go out on New Year's Eve night. You didn't drink. Okay. Let's get our guy. And we also want to come over here, I'm sorry, and do this over here with our this arm as well. I've never been a partier. I don't know why. Maybe that's why I'm a wood carver. I'm not a big partier. I like a very slow life if I can. But I hope everyone will stay safe tonight, New Year's. Because a lot of people will be drinking and driving. So please stay safe. All right, we've got our head in a way. So let's go ahead and just make us a little mark right here for our nose. A lot of people have asked me, is that you just don't drink because you're a Christian? And I say, well, I wasn't a Christian growing up. I didn't become a Christian until I was almost 22 years old. And I didn't drink then. I just don't like the taste of alcohol. I just never have. So that wasn't my decision as a person who wasn't even a Christian. I just did not like the taste of alcohol. I tried it one time and I thought, oh, this tastes terrible. And one of the big things that, okay, we're getting our nose done here, okay? One of the big things that happened in my life is I had a friend who, I made a pact to myself never to be in a position where I didn't know what I was doing. And I believe alcohol impairs your vision and it impairs your ways. And I had a very good friend who, as a young man, I think he was 17 at the time, he ran over a young boy. He had been drinking and ran over a small child who was crossing the road and killed him. And he never got over that. In fact, he is just really messed up right now. Never really got over it. And that really scared me. That really did. Which made me not want to drink or ever be in a position where I was impaired. Okay. I'm going to do something right now. I'm going to go and sharpen my knife. Okay. Just a minute. But that was a wake-up call for me. And so I just was afraid of alcohol after that. I was afraid of what it could do, or if that could happen. I mean, he's a very good young man, and his life is ruined now. It's just totally, completely ruined. He just never forgave himself for what he did. And so it had a great impact on my life. A great impact on it. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and when I find my pencil, there, I dropped it again. I'm going to go ahead and make my place for my ears. And I always come forward because I can come back with it. I cut like that. I don't mean to get on these things that I say, but sometimes when things have an impact on your life, you remember them very, very easily. Good thing I didn't like alcohol, because if I'd have liked it, well, I might have gotten in trouble with it or whatever. But my father drank, and it was really funny because most of the time their children end up drinking too. But myself, my brother, who is dead now, my sister, and my youngest brother, who's still alive, none of us drank. None of us drank alcohol. I guess we just didn't want it. So. Okay. Let me work on this a little bit. The wonderful thing about carving, I just love so much, is that as you sit and you whittle or whatever, you can think about so many things. It's a therapy, and that's why I enjoy it so much. It is a lot of therapy, and okay, let me go ahead and draw my ears here. It's such therapy for me. And it's kind of a, I mean, I have said, I never forgot, people really look weird at me a lot of times because there have been, I've actually gone to functions and there'll be all kinds of things going on. And I don't do this all the time, but I've actually sat down, and people say, well, bring whatever you want to do. And I've actually sat down, because I've done this at, I've done this at Silver Dollar City. I've gone with people, and just to relax for a minute because, you know, everybody's walking so much. And I've sat down, and I've taken out my woodland stuff, and because I can carry it inside. I don't know, Silver Dollar City don't seem to care. And I can sit down where everybody else is running around doing something and just get lost in a carving. And people come by and they stop and they want to talk to you and things like that. And they say, well, how in the world, with all this going on, can you do this? You know, and I don't know. I can't explain it. But I think it's just that you get so intense and away from the world with things like this. And it's just such an enjoyable thing. And I think it's just creativity. You get locked up in stuff like that. And then of course I have people come by and they'll look and say, hey, you know, what are you doing? And I'll show them that I'm carving. And they'll go, wow, never seen that before. You'd be just as shocked at people who don't see people that carve. I mean, and I guess it is a lost art. It's getting to be that way even more. We'll do the ears here. It's getting to be a lost art, folks. And crafts don't mean as much to people anymore, but they still mean a lot to young people. Like to look at it and go, wow, what are you doing? But most people say to themselves, oh, I can never do that. So they simply walk away from it as if that's just something special that you can do. And most of us know that's not necessarily true, because when we first started carving, we didn't think we could do it either. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and come back behind here and remove. We're going to kind of make him bald on top. And you just get lost. You just do. And to me, it's like a person that takes a book and just starts reading with everybody else around them. They get locked up in a book or in something else. Well, that's the way I do it when I carve. I just get locked up in those type of things. And most carvers know that. They get okay. So let me come back here and let me remove a little bit more of this. But you just sit and do it and lose the world around you. And there are a lot of people that don't understand that, you know, because the world we live in is a very fast-paced world, and carving is just not in their agenda, because carving is not fast-paced, it's slow. All right, cut a little bit of this ear down, and same thing here. All right, we're outside, folks, so that was a car coming by. I don't know what, something was rattling. Okay, now we're getting his getting him all fixed up here. I'm just kind of cutting back on that nose a little bit more. All right, we're going to come over here. We're going to cut our age line right here. And cut our age line right here. See that? And then cut up underneath here. Now remember, this is a small character, so you've got to be careful when you're carving small. And coming up underneath here. And of course, he hits his thumbs, so he's not happy about it. Okay, very unhappy about it. Now, we'll get his head down here. See? And let's go ahead and put him some little eyes in here. And when they're that small, it's really hard to go in there and do. So I basically do the flat plane cut. Like that. Okay. Now we're going to go around here and we're going to do a little cutting of wrinkles in the pants. Now, if I had a little bit bigger figure, I could have didn't have much room on the thing here. I would have made shown some teeth. In other words, showed a little bit of teeth but I want to put a little cigar in his mouth too, and all right, I tell you what, he's looking good now. A few little rings here. So let me go ahead and cut me a little piece for the hammer that's going to go into this hand right here. Cut this down just a little bit. And let's flip that nose, the nostrils in there. There we go. All right. Now, where's my V-tool? Let me find it. Here it is. There's my V-tool. And I'm gonna get the hair back here just real quick. All right, cut that off and back here. All right, there's our little man. Now, cut that thumb back just a little bit. Not the thumb, but the hand. All right. Okay. Now let me go cut a little piece for our hammer. I think I'm gonna make it a ball peen hammer. And if you want to, you can add a little, like right in here, add a little patch. In other words, on the coveralls. Right in there. You can do that. You just cut on the outside here, run that up there like that and cut it, and run that there and cut it, make a little patch. There you go. See the little patch you made right here? And you'll, you know, do that a little bit different color than your overalls. Look at that. All right, let me get a little piece of wood and cut out my hammer, and we'll come back, okay?